on a day-to-day basic, I ended up using more mathematics, right? But for some people that were using more geography, when it comes to geography, I suck. When it comes to science, I suck, right? I suck. I'm good at math because it's factual. It's the same thing. You know that 5 times 5 is 25. No matter what happened, it will never change, right? Now you know that 5 square times 5 is 125. When you understand that, it's easy. It's easy. You know that when you're doing time 5 and a third times 5, it is 650. You know that because automatically, right? But these are more so learned pattern or learned behavior versus critical thinking. Mathematics is a case of I'm putting this and this, and I know that this is it, right? It's just quick, right? But if I was placed with a problem, for example, there's a power outage. What am I supposed to do? Right? You're supposed to leave the apartment, right? Um, that's critical thinking. You don't have that. It's enabled by the fact that you know your shit by heart. It doesn't allow you to think. One of my favorite radio stations when I grew up in the apartment was Kazu X, and the reason as to why was they were asking questions. They were being critical of the government, right? They were once again asking questions. Now, these questions didn't matter to the, at the very least. It didn't matter at all. They only mattered because people were asking questions. You take away the question, you really need an answer, right? For example, right, if I ask you, why is the sky blue? There's a ton of reason why the sky is blue. You end up realizing that it is melatonin, it is the waves, the water reflecting on it. The planet is more so than not water. Because the water is blue, the sky is blue, it's reflection. Now, how does it help you? How does it help you from your day to day? Well, if somebody asks me why the sky is blue, I'll be able to answer. Yeah, but who's gonna ask you? Huh? A man with a tool will always be able to use them. A man with a plan will always be able to plan. What is more important? And that's the question. There's no answer. There's no answer. Factual people with a more of a leadership ability, people that are more so planning things. My mom, she's more so a planner. She'll want to plan things. She'll say, hey, what should we do for this? And I'm like, Mom, we'll get there when we get there. My father's the same way. My father's like, okay, well, John, for example, the taxes guy, they come next week. I don't have this paper. What are we gonna do? I'm like, well, I didn't receive it. So my father's like, what are we gonna do if we don't have it next week? I'm like, let's wait until next week and then even think about finding a solution. Well, planners, I'm more so a guy with a tool. The tool being the paper. I don't care where the paper came from. I don't care when it goes in. As long as I have it when I need it. Right? Once again, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I'll never know. There's a beauty of doing videos. There's a beauty in doing a video that is supposed to be something I think. I was watching Trailer Park Boys. Again, I'm obsessed with this right now. And season 1 bubble says Plato, one of the great thinker of olden time, one of the father of psychology, was saying there's such a thing as noble lie. If a lie doesn't hurt anybody and better their life, it's okay to lie. Right? Some people will stretch that. Some people will stretch that to say, God bless you. Some people will stretch that to say, hey, I didn't mean to hurt you, but I still hurt you. No, it's an accident, bless you. Well, an accident. I'm gonna go back in because I have to go out, give out some CPs. Take it easy. Peace. We'll be fine. Very got this. We'll get lost in paradise. Just one more hit, and we'll be fine. swear to God, this is one last beyond. In a crooked little town, they were lost and never found. Fallen leaf, fallen leaf, fallen leaf on the ground. Run away before you drown. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Welcome to having a wonderful day on this 21st May 2025. It is shitty outside. I want to apologize because this is part 2 of our season 3 of Trailer Park Boys. What happened? Well, it is cool outside. Right now it's like 8 degrees. So the battery drains faster, and you know me. When I start filming, I do a lot of videos. So I didn't have time to finish. So this is part 2 of season 3. We're kind of in a rush because I have to go. I do have to go give out some CVs in about 20 minutes. So let's finish this, not quickly, but properly and in a orderly fashion. My yank, what a pleasant thing to say. So we're going season 3. We finished on episode number 5, which is close to the art. So we have 6, 7, and 8 to do. Episode number 6. Oh, whoa, that's not it. Season 4. Episode number 6. Where is Randy fucking Barbecue? The simple fact that you're swearing in your title, is a picture perfect identity of the boys. This is actually really cool because this is such an important episode. There's so much going on in there. One of my favorite episodes. I'm realizing how good season 3 is, and I've realized every single episode. Why it is? Well, there's really thing. It's more so like a filler episode, but there's so much going on. For example, we constantly talk about how Ricky is a good dad. I did this video this morning talking about how what was more important, having the tools or having the ability to plan, Ricky or Julian, right? So Ricky also has the intention to be a good dad. He teaches the kid to still barbecue, right? And it's horrible because the bubble gets mad at him. It's like, yo, you're a dickhead. You're gonna teach them to be criminals, then you're gonna end up in jail because they don't know better. That's all because you don't care tournament money, right? And at the same time, Ricky actually thinks that he's doing something good. He's teaching them something, right? And then, ultimately speaking, what happened is Ricky goes in and his daughter's like, my father's gonna teach you his job, right? So Ricky does it for training. He doesn't do it originally. He doesn't do it for cash. Then he sees cash, and with Ricky, you kind of forgive that because Ricky always had this complex of inferiority because of Julian. Julian is smarter. Julian is better with words. Julian is better in every shape. So because Ricky thinks that he sees this Ricky to make money and like fuck Julian. That's my brain. It's a horrible idea, but it's an idea, right? With the fucking Randy Barbecue. The craziest thing about this episode is how good it is. For example, Leahy and Randy goes after Ricky and Julian for the barbecue. And you're like, we've been stealing barbecues for years. What's up right now? And you realize that it was a gift from Leahy. And underneath, I like you, Randy. It is also the first episode where we meet Erica, which is Julian's girlfriend. Erica does play an important role in season 3 and season 4, but not that much. You'll see her in A Man Gotta Eat, which is season 4, episode 2, 420. Where's Randy fucking Barbecue? Am I forgetting something, huh? For sure. There's so much more than that. The episode, we get to, at the end, Leahy and Randy come out, which is kind of good, because, again, we knew since season 1, but the show in itself was kind of like on the fence, which is normal for the time. We have a gay couple, but we don't want to have a gay couple. And yeah, it's a pretty good episode. There's some really sweet moments with Bubbles saying, this is my job, this is my passion. Bubbles, you think he's fixing carpet, he's also doing barbecue. Kind of double-decker barbecue. It's really cool. Really good episode. Really good episode. And for once, you got freaking Julian who said, hey, this is not cool, man, but it's an opportunity to make money. So that was kind of crazy. Got the delusion of Jim Leahy. The Delusion of Jim Leahy is a direct follow-up of season 3, episode 6. It is actually quite cool because season 3, episode 6, which is where's Randy fucking barbecue, ends up with the boys going in the trailer of Jim Leahy with a car and breaking it down. So Jim Leahy, because of that, becomes drunk, and the boys are playing hockey, which is again you're supposed to take for the boys because they're the boys and they're playing hockey. You end up taking for Jim Leahy, John Stonsford, rest in peace, and Barry Bonner. Why? Because his trailer's fucked up. His life is shitty. He just came out, and he did it as a way of being clean and being honest. But then nobody gives a shit. It's like, why do I even bother? And then that's the day that he got fired from the force. And even Randy says, whatever you do, please today I'm asking you to fuck up. And this is a beautiful episode. Not so much for what's going on. Not so much for that. More so for most of the fact that Leahy has been pushing, and he's finally pushing back. So what happened when you push him into to this extent? There's some gold mine in this one. For example, Leahy, what happened is they shoot a hockey puck on his window, and then he has his cop uniform, so he starts to wear it. And then he goes for it. And then Randy, because he's in love, he's like, okay, well, let's go for it. I trust you. But then Leahy goes in and goes further. And this is why you see that Randy is an amazing character. Randy is Leahy if Leahy wasn't fucked with. So Leahy is a result of a dude who was pushed. Randy wasn't that pushed yet. He still has some good in him. He's still not biased by the world. If he sees a situation that's unjust, he's going to be opting for justice, which we love. There's a fantastic scene where he has a gun, which is an old gun. He's like, yo, I need to see Ricky and Julian. And then they tell Bubbles, please, tell us. And then Bubbles imitates Ricky and Julian. And the funniest thing is, you see there's a scene, it's a couple seconds long, that's amazing, where you see Bubble in the window talking and you can hear him. So that's beautiful. Once again, Ricky and Julian are in jail. And this is a really, 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 really meaningful thing. It does show that even when Leahy is completely almost blackout drunk, he still sees Bubbles as this good person. But it doesn't put Bubbles in jail. So Bubble goes in to save them. We have Lucy actually calling a lawyer. And her lawyer, which is cool because it's the same lawyer that we had from season 3, episode 1, when she went to child support. Which was a shitty move, but then she's doing something right. And it goes to say, and it always will go to say, Sugar Park Boys' biggest strength is not the number of characters they introduce, it's how you use them. Sugar Park is a small place. Don't give me 200 characters. Give me 20, but use them correctly, right? And that is pretty much it. There's also a really good place. There's a really good moment in this episode where J-Rock is making music, he's being too loud, and Leahy comes in and breaks his radio. And then you want to feel bad. You want to feel bad for J-Rock because he lost his radio, and Leahy is drunk, he's crazy. And at the same time, that's one little thing. Leahy possibly told J-Rock, lower your volume, and the answer was probably fuck you, right? And ultimately speaking, you understand where J-Rock is coming from, but you also understand where Leahy is coming from. It's a question of, do you think that it's injustice that he broke a radio, or do you think it's injustice that he kept on playing his music too loud, right? That's actually pretty cool. Season 3, episode 8, the shit leopard cannot take out his stain. And this is the finale of season 3, and possibly one of the best episodes. So, in this episode, you provide a title, your shit leopard cannot change his spot. And for the longest of time, actually this is the first time when I'm realizing what the title truly means. So that's Erica, and they had this truth. Remember the first part of this video, they had this cruise, and the plan was to get this cruise. So there's 8 tickets, and one of the tickets was for Erica. Now what happened is there's a fuck up. Ricky ticket was the last one, was the bonus one. Ricky didn't call, but they didn't get a ticket, so Erica comes in. So then at first it's super cool because Trinity is like, Dad, I want you to be, my apologies, Dad, I want you to be with us when it comes to Christmas. And it light up a switch for Ricky. It's like, I have been a shitty father. I have been a really, really, really shitty father. I've done some horrible things. My daughter deserves it. So the plan is to take Trinity on a cruise. But because Ricky doesn't have a cruise ticket, he's not going to be able to spend his Christmas on a cruise. Now, there's a really cool scene here where Ricky's like, I don't want to be alone. He doesn't want to be alone. We go back to Jim because he has friends there. and able to enjoy themselves. There's another really cool part. Corey and Trevor actually taking for themselves. They're like, oh, we need some cash for Ricky, who will steal the ATM bank. This is the first time where Corey and Trevor actually do something on their own volition. Something stupid, but something out of their own volition. Erica is supposed to stop Ricky because she loves Julian, because now they're a couple. So for example, right, what I forgot to say is, what the fuck is Brandy's barbecue? They do it such a story for us, and then Julian is able to say, please don't arrest him. And she's like, why is this barbecue so important? Then Julian tell her what's beneath it. He tells her they're being a gay couple, and it's like, I'm the only one that knows. And for Erica, it's like, okay, well, Julian is really good dude for not saying this. It's really sweet. But then, so Erica, she's a good character because she has this moral high ground. I could stop you, but I'm not gonna because it's not a big deal. For example, in season 4, episode 2, A Man That Eats, she finds Brandy and Julian prostituting, and she's like, I could stop you, but you guys are so worse, such a bad shape. I'm not gonna let you go. Why? Because she feels pity for Julian. She feels pity for Brandy, which is really cool. That being said, in season 8, season 3, episode 8, and Ricky goes on a rampage. And the craziest thing is, Ricky doesn't start on a rampage. He gets pushed. Although less than Leahy, which we just saw get pushed enough, but a little bit. So Ricky's like, okay, well, I'm having my meal with you. I'll have a meal with you. We get high and have a party. And then he gets stopped. And then he goes crazy. He's like, okay, well, I want you to go to jail. So he keeps committing crime, keeps committing crime, and keeps committing crime, and keeps committing crime. And the whole time, he's prompting Erica to stop him. But then Julian goes behind him and destroy all evidence, so they don't have evidence towards him. The whole time, it's Leahy that give me the mistake. So Leahy sees Trinity with a tire, and then he's like, hey, Trinity, honey. No, Ricky says, Trinity, honey, where are you going with that tire? And Trinity's like, Dad, I'm borrowing it. Remember with Brandy's barbecue? We say we're borrowing barbecue. And he says, don't do that. Don't commit crime. Never ever steal. Because Ricky wants it for Trinity, which is a conscious take on his own life. He wanted better for himself, but he couldn't. And then Leahy says, a shit leopard never loses shit streak. And you think about that. You think that's Ricky. However, what ended up happening, which is really cool, is that's amazing, to be honest. That's amazing. So, Trevor and Corey, they come back and they build the ATM machine, and they open it, and then Julian gets splashed, and then Erica's like, yo, Julian, you're splashed with the blue dye. So when what you do is, there's blue dye to show that it's really hard to take out. So they'll show you that, hey, this is a criminal. Then she tells Julian, are you involved in this? And Julian's like, no, I'm not involved in this. It's Brandy and Leahy. And then she takes away Julian for jail. And she says, I love him. He's a criminal, but I love him. And then you realize the most important thing. A shit leopard cannot change his spot. Whereas Julian was a criminal, and no matter how good he has in him, he is still a criminal. The season ended with Ricky saying, I got trailer park supervisor, Leahy's in jail, I'll become trailer park supervisor. It's a really good thing. You see the people on the cruise, which is really cool. However, Julian went to jail for Ricky, and Ricky didn't go to jail for Julian. That's shame. It's a great season. I have to go give out some CVs. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. See you tomorrow or today for season 4. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna be late.